Most distinguished colleagues, I've examined and approved the votes and proceedings of Wednesday, 20th December 2023. Any member-elect who has not been sworn in may please come forward for the administration of oaths. Any member that has not been sworn in? Clerk, please.
Please repeat after me. I do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God. Oath of a member of the House of Representatives. I do solemnly swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to the Federal Republic of Nigeria, that as a member of the House of Representatives, I will perform my functions honestly to the best of my ability, faithfully in accordance with the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the law and the rules of the House, and always in the interest of the sovereignty, integrity, solidarity, well-being, and the prosperity of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. That I will strive to preserve the fundamental objectives and directive principles of the state policy contained in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And that I will preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that I will abide by the Code of Conduct contained in the 5th Schedule to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So help me God.
Welcome back. This is for you. Announcements. Letter of notification, which is coming from Honorable Engineer Esusa Iyawe, member representing Oredo, Federal Constituency. This is to inform the Right Honorable Speaker and my honorable colleagues of the passing of my beloved mother, Mrs. Patience Imuwahen Yahweh, whose date occurred on the 29th of November 2023. You are hereby invited to join me as we finally lay her to rest on Saturday, 3rd February 2023 in Benin City, Edo State. Your esteemed presence in the burial will be highly appreciated. Thanks, Engineer Sosa Yahweh. Accept the condolences of the House. Second announcement. Formal notification of the date of Owele George, Uwachu SN, past chairman, body of benchers, an invitation to his funeral. It is with regret that with total submission to the will of God Almighty, that we formally write to notify the Honorable Speaker of the demise of our founding principal and their Petra, Owele George Wokocha Uwachwe, SN, who passed on to eternity on the 29th of October 2023 at the age of 85. Our late principal served the nation in the legal profession variously as chairman, body of benchers between March 2010 and March 2011. He presided over the call to bear of thousands of Nigerian law school students. During his tenure as chairman of the body of the benchers, earlier Chief Uwachwe was elected as a member of the Federal House of Representatives, representing Aniocha Federal Constituency in the former Bendel State between 1979 and 1983. He performed the role of Speaker pro tempore during the election of a new Speaker, Right Honorable Benjamin Chaha, in February 1983. While in the House, our late principal served as chairman of the Public Petitions Committee and as a member of the Judiciary Committee. Our late principal also served as a member of the Rules Advisory Committee that drafted the Supreme Court's rules during the respective tenures. We seize this opportunity to invite Mr. Speaker at the holding of special court section by the bench and bar in Lagos State in honor of our late founder. The members of the House of Representatives are also invited. Signed, George Uwachwe Jr. and Mrs. Sally Mbanefo. Shall we rise for 1 minute silence? departed senior colleague, rest of perfect peace. Any member who has a petition to present to the House may please rise to do so.
Thank you, my dear Right Honorable Speaker, my colleagues. My name is Clement Jimbo. I represent the people of Abak, Etmekbo, and Ika Federal Constituency. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. I rise to lay a petition before this House this morning. The petition is authored by Mr. Imo Asukwo. Mr. Imo Asukwo is petitioning the Nigerian police force for his unlawful dismissal from the Nigerian police force since 2007. And the only prayers is praying in this petition, Mr. Speaker, is that this People's Assembly should come to his aid by making sure that the Nigerian police force reinstate him to continue to serve his fatherland. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, please may I seek the leave of this House to tender this petition. Thank you.
Leave is granted. You may now lay your petition. Go ahead, Barrister.
Distinguished Right Honorable Speaker, esteemed colleagues, my name is Barrister Jesse Okejo Onu Akalose. I represent Nigerians, especially the heartbeat of Lagos, Oshodi Solo Federal Constituency 2. Mr. Speaker and distinguished colleagues, I have two petitions before this honorable House. One, authored by Comrade Ibushuku Ezike of Civil Liberty Organization. The second one, authored by Mr. Ignatius against Federal Capital Territory Authority. The first one is in line against Nigerian police over non-payment of judgment debt in the last 6 years. Every effort has been made to ensure the Nigerian police pay this debt to no avail. These petitioners have come before this honorable assembly to seek for your indulgence to ensure that Nigerian police live according to the law and pay them the judgment debt. The second petition is by Mr. Ignatius Uzo, who bought a property from Federal Capital Territory under the ad hoc committee on sale of government properties in faraway Yaba, Lagos State. He made all the payment necessary, but to hand over the property has been a nightmare. Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I seek the leave of this honorable House to lay these petitions before this August Assembly. This is the People's House. Mr. Speaker, I should move.
You may now lay your petition, please. Your spokesperson.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to the Committee on Public Petitions that have proven to be up to the task of providing succor for Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I would like to present a petition on behalf of a constituent, citizen Bamidele Tolulope Emmanuel from Ishon, Ekiti, in Oye local government of Ekiti State. Mr. Speaker, he is a staff of the Nigeria Law School who for some reason has been denied his salary and other emoluments for the past 18 months. Mr. Speaker, I'd like to seek the leave of the House to lay this petition on behalf of my constituents. My name is Akin Rotimi Jr. and I represent the good people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency, which comprises Ikole and Oye local government. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
You didn't tell us you're also the spokesperson. Control room, give me a little volume on my microphone. You may now lay your petition.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. I am also the spokesperson of the House, and very proud to follow after your footsteps as my predecessor, Mr. Speaker.
I'm glad you took over from me. We are proud of you. Please lay your petition. Professor Lillian, please.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Professor Lillian Orobu. I represent the good people of Oka, North and South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I'm here to lay this petition on behalf of my constituent, Arinze Uyenwa, from Oka North Local Government of Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, this petition is against the Nigerian Army. Mr. Austin, who is a brother to the petitioner, joined Army as a private in 2013. And a year after, he disappeared. For 9 years, this family has not seen their brother. They heard that there was a bomb blast somewhere in Mubi Barracks, where a lot of people died, and they were given a mass burial. But for 9 years, the Nigerian Army has not contacted this family. They don't even know if their brother was part of the bomb blast or not. So, Mr. Speaker, the petitioners are asking that you use your good office to intervene and find out what actually happened to their brother. Since all attempts to get the army to explain to them about the whereabouts of their brother for about 9 years has failed. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And I want to seek the leave of this House to lay this petition.
Leave is granted. You may now lay your petition, please.
Thank you.
There's so many petitions today. AVN.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Elbas Machaujo, retired, and I represent the good people of the South Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, I rise this morning to lay a petition written by Lex Levera Partners as a complaint of neglect and refusal to pay of a well-executed contract by the Federal College of Education, ISU, in Ebonyi State. This petition is sent in by Mr. Izom Onwe Nwale Esquire. Mr. Speaker, sir, may I seek your leave and the leave of the House to lay this petition before the House?
Leave is granted. You may now lay a petition.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I remain Fato Balushola. I represent the group people of Ado Ekiti, the rep of the Federal Constituencies. I am from Ekiti State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I have two petitions with me to be laid this morning. One is from Mr. Desmond C. Nwaziri, and the petition is against the National Assembly over porous securities within the National Assembly complex, leading to loss of his wife's vehicle and request for immediate recovery of the vehicle or replacement of same. So the prayer in this petition has just the demand for the immediate replacement of his wife's vehicle or compensation with the sum of 7 million naira, which is the amount at which the vehicle was purchased. While the second one was from Mr. MC Chamber, and is against First Bank of Nigeria PLC and the Central Bank of Nigeria over the denial of FLE West African Limited and Mr. Louis Hubert Lebaga of access to their 500 billion euros foreign direct investment funds and request for intervention. And the prayer in this petition is for the committee on petition to intervene for the recovery of this fund. May I seek your indulgence for the laying of this petition? Thank you, sir.
Leave is granted. You may now lay a petition. Yes. Become.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished honorable colleagues. My name is Ikenga Imo Ugochinyere. I represent the group people of Idato North, Idato South Federal Constituency, and from Akokwa. Mr. Speaker, this petition is from the law firm of Stephen Obiefla and Partners, seeking the intervention of this great house in addressing the betrayal of trust and refusal to honor consultancy agreement between his client, Mr. Francis Ohadoa, who is my constituent, and the managing director of Sanko Anyi Construction Nigeria Limited, Mr. Samuel Okoye and Julius Vega. With your kind permission, Mr. Speaker, I can proceed to lay this petition.
Kenga, you may now lay your petition. These petitions are referred to the Committee on Public Petitions. Honorable colleagues, any member who has a matter of urgent public importance to present to the House may rise to do so. Is Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga in the House?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My honorable colleagues, my name remains Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. Mr. Speaker, I represent Nigeria through the good people of Isukwato and Umunnochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, I rise this morning to move a motion of matter of urgent national importance. Mr. Speaker, let me remind this House that the primary aim of every government is to protect lives and property. Mr. Speaker,
Honorable Amobi.
This motion is to urge
Honorable Amobi, introduce the topic and then ask the House to allow you present it at the moment, because it's a matter of urgent public importance. Just seek for the leave of the House for it to be heard now.
Mr. Speaker, I need to say the matter before I ask the House. Okay, Mr. Speaker.
You are doing well, just the heading, and then ask the House to give you
Mr.
the
Speaker,
leave.
seek the leave of the House.
Based on order 8 through 4.
Under order 8 through 4, to suspend all the relevant rules for this motion to be heard, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to that motion? Yes, Honorable Abedi.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honorable colleagues, Agbedi Yeitiemine Frederick is my name. I represent Sakbama Kerema Federal Constituency. Zonkeme, I'm from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion that is urgent, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The second layer of the motion is that it is urgent enough to be heard now. Any seconder to that? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Nnamdi Ezechi is my name, and I represent Ndokwa Ukwani Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Delta State. I stand here this morning to second the motion ably moved by my brother that this motion is urgent enough to be heard in the floor of the House. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Amobi, you can now move your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I still remain Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I represent Nigeria through the good people of Isukwato and Umunochi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Abia State. Mr. Speaker, this is a motion to all the federal government of Nigeria as a matter of urgency to make malaria treatment drug-free to all citizens. Mr. Speaker and honorable colleague, this House is aware that malaria is a serious disease that spreads when you are bitten by a mosquito infected by the tiny parasite called Plasmodium. If it is not treated, malaria can cause several health problems, such as seizures, brain damage, trouble breathing, organ failure, or even death. Malaria is common in the tropics and does not have respect for either race, tribe, or class. It infected everybody, Mr. Speaker. In 2020, Health Essential Report shows that 241 million reported cases of malaria throughout the world, with 627,000 deaths. And the majority of those deaths, 90%, was in Africa, with more than 80% involving children under the age of 5 years. Mr. Speaker and honorable colleagues, the House further aware that the more severe form of malaria, which may progress to coma, is known as cerebral malaria. This type represents about 15% of deaths in children and nearly 20% of adult deaths. According to Malaria Treatment 2023, statistics about 45% of the total population of Nigeria get infected by malaria on annual basis. An estimate 68 million cases and 194,000 deaths due to disease was recorded in 2021. Nigeria has the highest burden of malaria globally, accounting for nearly 27% of the global malaria burden. The House notes that malaria is a cause and a consequence of poverty because both are interrelated, thus creating a very dangerous scenario that is very critical because of predominantly sick populations cannot have any strong economic power. The House further notes it is disturbing to understand that the average cost of treating malaria in Nigeria today by self-medication is about 5,000. And upon consultation with the health care provider with a laboratory test may cost over 10,000 naira. Many Nigerians cannot presently afford this consequently. It may result to be using local herbs or substandard drugs that may lead to complications or death. Mr. Speaker and my honorable colleagues, the House concerned that upon the present national economic hardship, where single meal per day is hardly affordable by most average and lower class citizens, with the exorbitant cost of living due to removal of fuel subsidy, affordability of this purchase of malaria drugs becomes even more difficult. Thus, the need for the intervention of government in the provision of free malaria treatment and drugs. Mr. Speaker and my honorable colleagues, I am seriously disturbed by this ugly scenario and further fear that if the situation is not changed for the better poorer, innocent low class, citizens may further suffer or even die as a result of high cost of living upon the increasing high cost of malaria drugs. Thus, the need to provide free malaria treatment and drugs by the government to all citizens. It may also further be interesting to note that HIV and tuberculosis that presently enjoy free treatment in Nigeria are not as most prominent, widespread, even killers as malaria today. Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, the House resolves to urge the federal government of Nigeria, as a matter of urgency, use part of the savings from the removal of petroleum subsidy to provide free malaria treatment and drugs in all government hospitals. 2, to urge the Federal Ministry of Health to set up units in all government hospitals in Nigeria for the provision of free malaria treatment and drugs. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes, the youth. Point of order? Yeah, let me hear. What's your point of order?
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. Karim Tajuddin Abisolu is my name. I represent the people of Shaki East, Shaki West, and Atilgo Federal constituency. Right Honorable Speaker, I'm from Oyo State. My order is on the order 8 for subsection 2I. And if I have the leave of the Right Honorable Speaker, I will read it out. And that is that when anyone comes under the...
Which page are you reading? Page 35 or 34? Or are you using our current order?
Yes, our current order.
The one that we have passed, or the one of the 9th Assembly?
Right Honorable Speaker, that's what I'm holding here. That's what was given to me.
Are you not supposed to be using our current order?
But that's what I'm...
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear you first. Page
30, page 36. Page 38, please.
Yes.
I'm actually coming under order 8, rule 4, subsection 2I. And that's what
I can hardly hear you. Please, can you increase his mic a little bit?
I am. The I part of it is saying that if there's any order of public national order, it should be such that the matter should be cause an immediate threat to life and property. Immediate threat. Emphasis to the word immediate. That it should be something that will be causing immediate threat to life and property. And I'm saying that the federal government is already working on all that has to do with malaria, and for for our member to come under this kind of order, I don't think it is urgent enough for this House, and that's my point of order, Right Honourable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairman Rose.
Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker. My colleague would do well to also read sub 3 in that order 8, 4 sub 2, 3. And it says that any matter considered to be urgent by the Speaker. So that gives the presiding officer the leverage to give some room on the matter of urgent public importance. That is the rule. It's there. And we elected our leaders and we give them that cooperation from the book. And by the way, we have passed the stage because the motion has already been moved and is for passage. So I bring this to the knowledge of the House, and I pray we understand. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
When we have movers of motion, move a motion, and we open it up for voting, it's for your input to be gotten. You have the right at that point to say no. You cannot appropriate and reprobate at the same time. Appropriate and reprobate at the same time. You cannot say yes to the motion that is urgent and important through your vote that is recorded by the Secretariat, and then turn around after the motion has gone out to say it is not important, it's not urgent. Like I said yesterday, he that comes to equity must be vigilant, not indolent. For equity is the vigilant, not indolent. So if you close your eyes and what's supposed to be your right passes, don't come to equity and complain. So you are ruled out of order. So I ask the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay.
It has not been seconded. The motion.
Good. Yeah, you were seconding before the...
Yes.
Thank you for calling our attention to that.
Yes, I was.
Okay, youth leader.
Thank you, our ever amiable and strong Mr. Speaker. I remain Olamiju Onlo Ayodeji Alao Akala, representing the good people, Nigerians from Ogumosho North, South, Orire Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, from Oyo State. Mr. Speaker, I hereby rise this afternoon to second the so important motion raised by my friend and brother Amobi Oga. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I so second.
Before I ask the question, I'm sure that this House in the Ninth Assembly approved that we receive the loan that malaria needed for intervention that runs into hundreds of millions for the manufacturing of malaria nets in Nigeria. One of the reasons why we approved that particular loan was for liquor content to be included in the manufacturing of malaria nets and other items that we can source locally. I would like the Committee on Malaria, HIV, and Tuberculosis to revisit that issue as quickly as possible to find out why those malaria nets are not anywhere in Nigeria, those produced in Nigeria, and to question why the fund that have been given to Nigeria as loan from Islamic Bank and as well as the World Bank, where is that fund and what is it doing? Why is it not being utilized at the moment? Malaria is a serious matter and we must take it seriously. I ask the question, those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Malaria, HIV, Tuberculosis, as well as Committee on Health Services. I will encourage you, when you stand to do your motion of urgent public importance, just tell us about the subject briefly and then go to the prayers. We don't have time, and the other paper is so full today. We're going to reduce conversation to subject matter prayers, so that we can, tidy up as quickly as possible. Thank you very much. Honorable Mohammed Bello Shehu, are you here for your urgent matter of urgent public importance? For this one, you will just give us the subject matter and go to the prayers.
Those are summary, Mr. Speaker. My name is Barrister Mohammed Bello Shehu, Mr. Speaker, representing the people of Fagi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kano State. Mr. Speaker, the heading of my motion, as I'm urging the House to waive Order 844 for me to be able to move it, is urgent need to tackle the traffic pressure on the section of Katsina Road of Kano from Babangwari to Aminu Kano International Airport roundabout, Kwachiri Kurna Asabari Jel Limo Matagabas to Miltara roundabout. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? Any seconder to this motion? Yes.
Thank you, my dear Speaker, my colleagues. My name is Clement Jimbo, member representing Abak Etmekbuika Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion assembly moved by my colleagues. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of the motion, any seconder? Yes, you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Namde Zech is my name. I represent Indokwakwani Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Delta State. I rise here this morning to second this motion, ably moved by my brother, that the matter is urgent enough to be heard in floor of the House. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Bello, you can now move your motion, but just give us subject matter and prayers, please.
Yes, sir. Mr. Speaker, the motion notes that Katsina Road in Kano is one of the busiest and second most important road in the state, with an approximate length of 10 kilometers. It passes through one of the most densely populated areas in the state. Mr. Speaker, connecting the largest grain market in Africa, the Wano market, with Kano metropolis and neighboring Katsina State and Jigawa State, and even stretches beyond Niger Republic. Mr. Speaker, aware that challenges of traffic pressure from Babangwari, Aminu Kano International Airport roundabout, Kwachiri, Kurna Asabe, Rijel Lemo, Matagabas to Military roundabout is enormous. Mr. Speaker, we are calling on the federal government to take a drastic and lasting solution through either construction of a bridge, underpass, or to expand the road from Babangwari Aminu Kano International Airport to Miltara. Mr. Speaker, the House resolves to urge the Federal Ministry of Works to allocate sufficient fund for the project in the 2024 budget estimate. Also urge Appropriation Committee to consider and make allocation for the project in the 2024 Appropriation Act. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, mandate Committee on Works to ensure compliance. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes, sir.
Right Honorable Speaker, my dear respected colleagues, my name is Honorable Salis Yusuf Majigiri. I represent Mashidusi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Katsina State. I rise to second the motion on the need to take urgent action on the road linking Kano, Katsina, and the Kano municipality. I do second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Donald Kimi Campbell. The last motion is referred to to Committee on Works and also Appropriation.
Thank you, Mr.
Honorable
Speaker.
Ojogo.
Yes, sir.
Your motion is too long. You are going to go subject matter and the prayers.
I'll be very brief as directed, Mr. Speaker.
Make it subject matter and prayers, please.
Mr. Speaker, thank you so much. My name is Donald Kemekamba Ojogo. I represent the people of Ilaje, the Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I am from Ondo State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to move that the relevant rules of the House, especially Order 8, Rule 4, be suspended to enable me move this urgent matter of public importance on the need for the House of Representatives to promptly intervene in the incessant cases of conflicts between the Nigerian Navy and private security outfits engaged by the NNPCL to protect our oil and gas assets in the Niger Delta region. Mr. Speaker, I go straight to the prayers. Okay, I think that is the first leg. That is the first leg.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to this motion? Any seconder to this motion? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Distinguished honorable colleague, my name is Honorable Danladi Suleiman Agwe, member representing the good and very fantastic people of Lokoja Kogi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kogi State. I hereby second the motion, ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
You take my hand at the money, sir.
This motion has been seconded. So I ask the question, those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The second leg of this motion needs to be seconded. Who is the seconder to this second leg? Any seconder to it? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Peter Aniekwe, representing the good and hardworking people of Anambra East and West. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Anambra State. I rise this morning to second the second leg of the motion, that the motion is so important to be heard now. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Jogo, you can move your motion, but make it very brief. We have a lot of issues to discuss today. So, subject matter prayers, please.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, the motion is on the need for the House to promptly intervene in the incessant cases of conflict between the Nigerian Navy and private security outfits engaged by the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, to protect oil and gas assets in the oil-rich Niger Delta region, posing threats to our revenue projections in the 2024 budget, as well as lives and property in the Niger Delta region. Mr. Chairman, in line with your directive, I will go straight to the prayer. It's a one-item prayer, and it is for the House to mandate the House Special Committee on Oil Theft in the Niger Delta to investigate the causes of the endless rivalry and conflict of operational responsibilities between officials of the Nigerian Navy and concerned security outfits engaged by the NNPCL in the Niger Delta region. I so move, Mr. Speaker, and I thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Abedi, you want a second? Go ahead.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. Agbeji Yetimna Frederick is my name. I represent Sabama Kirimo Federal Constituency. It's Uncle Man from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by Honorable Ojoko. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the ad hoc committee on oil theft in the Niger Delta. As well as petroleum downstream committee. Honorable Amos, you have to ask for the suspension of our rules for us to take this as approved by the Speaker. Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Amos Gwamna Magaji. I represent the peaceful people of Zango and Katabjaba Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise that the House do suspend the rule to allow me take this motion on urgent public importance. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion?
Order. Order in the House. Order. Honorable
Any
Ginger.
seconder to this motion?
Order.
Yes, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Speaker, right honorable members, my name is Felix Uchemeke. I represent Eleme Tai, an Oyibo Federal Constituency. I'm from River State. I hereby second the motion as moved by Right Honorable Amos. Thank you.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. You can now move your motion, Honorable Amos.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Please, subject matter, then the prayers, please.
Thank you, sir. My name is Amos Gomna Magaji. I represent the peaceful people of Zangon Katavjaba Federal Constituency. I am from Kaduna State. I have a motion on the need to declare a state of emergency on Nigerian health sector. The House notes mass exodus of medical doctors and other health professionals to other countries over better payment condition and infrastructure. The number of Nigerian resident doctors have declined from years to years. In December 2022, the president of Nigerian Association of Medical Doctors raised alarm that Nigeria lost over 2,000 medical doctors to other countries to the JACPA syndrome. Further note that the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors have revealed that no fewer than 1,417 of the members are planning to leave for the United States and then other countries before the end of 2023. If the situation is not tackled, it will degrade to a point where Nigerians will not have a doctor in a hospital. Aware that the World Health Organization has prescribed the minimum expectation of doctor to patient ratio as 1 doctor to about 400 to 600 patients in Nigeria. We have a doctor to about 40,000 patients as a result of countries' doctors migrating to other countries, such as UK and United States of America.
Please, can you go
Let me go to the prayers.
Can you go to your prayers, please?
The prayers. Number 1, mandate the House Committee on Health to investigate the rationale behind the mass exodus of Nigerian health professionals to other countries for further working conditions and report back to the House within 4 weeks. Intervention should be provided of medical facilities that could include provision of alternative sources of energy, upgrading of tertiary health institutions, and provision of modern equipment to meet the minimum standard. Tackling the human resources challenge by improving commence and conhance and ease of waiver for recruitment, establishment of tertiary health development fund akin to TED fund. Number 6.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker.
Order what?
Order 8, Rule 4, Sub 2(1). Sir, page 38 of our standing orders.
Go ahead.
The matter for discussion, if possible, be referred to the Speaker prior to the commencement of the day's sitting, and the Speaker shall refuse to allow the claim unless he is satisfied that the matter is definite and urgent. Matters of urgent public importance shall seek to address any of the following: immediate threat to lives and properties. Mr. Speaker, this matter that is being moved right now, Mr. Speaker, it is not urgent it is not a threat to lives and properties like now, as opposed to people who are dying in the fields as at today. That is my emotion. That is my point of order, sir.
Yes. Let me hear you. Not you. I think we have handled this issue before you walked into this. This issue, I have given a ruling on this. When a matter is presented and a vote is sought, whether it is urgent or not, that is when you have the window to say yes or no, that it is important or not, that it is urgent or not. If that question has been asked and we waive our rules for it to be heard, we cannot go back after waiving our rules. He applied by waiving our rules to be heard, and we said go ahead. We cannot go back on that. Unfortunately, you are ruled out of order, leader. Conclude, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I take the prayer and one and only prayer.
Just make it your last prayer, please.
Thank you, sir. One and only prayer. Mandate the House Committee on Health institution to investigate the rationale behind the mass exodus of Nigerian health professionals to other countries for better working conditions and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Let me also mention in the past motion of urgent public importance with regards to the oil theft, all the relevant committees in oil and gas are part of that committee. Not just the ad hoc committee, please. Any seconder to this motion? Yes, Honorable Ginger.
Thank you, Your Excellency, Honorable Mr. Speaker, very dear colleagues. My name is Ginger Obina Onsibe. I represent the people of Isiarangwa North, Isiarangwa South Federal Constituency of Abia State. I rise this morning to second the motion as moved by my dear colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to all the relevant health committees of the House. Honorable members, the business of the day is presentation of 11 bills, and I invite the clerk to read their short titles.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Telecommunications Facilities Lawful Interception of Information Bill 2023, first reading. National Cotton, Textile and Garment Development Council Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. National Oil Palm Development Council Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Nigerian Mining Protection and Security Corps Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Snake Bite and Toxicology Research and Treatment Center, Kaltungo, Gombe State Establishment Bill 2023, first reading. Civil Aviation Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Inland Revenue Service Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Colleges of Education Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Federal Medical Centers Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading.
Thank you, Clerk. The first order of the day is the third reading of a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center or Kigwe and for related matters standing in the name of the House Leader. Honorable members will recall that the House adopted a report of the Committee of the Whole on the bill on Wednesday, 20th of December 2023. I therefore call on the Leader of the House to move that the bill be now read the third time. Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker,
Leader, I would like you to do 1 to 5 at the same time.
Yes.
They are all going for third reading.
Thank you very much for granting me that opportunity. I rise to move that
that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center of Kigwe and for related matters, HB 172 be read the third time. Also, that a bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, CAP F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish Federal College of Education, Mutumbia, Taraba State, and for related matters, HB 494 be read the third time. Also, that a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, CAP A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and establish Federal College of Horticulture, Okigwe, and for related matters, HB 171, and a bill for an act to establish Food Vendors Registration Council of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the registration, training, and safe practice of raw and cooked food vending businesses, and preventing double taxation collection on members of the council by unauthorized bodies. This was amended yesterday. In Nigeria, for related matters, HB 326, and finally, a bill for an act to establish National Assembly Budget and Research Office, which provides the National Assembly with objective, timely, and non-partisan analysis needed for economic and budget decisions, and for related matters, HB 600 be all read a third time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Clerk, you are invited to read the long title of the bills as listed. Oh, yes, please. Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second that the following bills be read for the third time: HB 172, HB 494, HB 171, HB 326, and HB 600. I so second.
Those in support that this bill be read the third time say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Okigwe and for related matters, third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, CAP F8 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and establish Federal College of Education Mutumbiu, Taraba State, and for related matters, third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, CAP A12 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and establish Federal College of Horticulture, Okigwe, and for related matters, third reading. A bill for an act to establish Food Vendors Registration Council of Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the registration, training, and safe practice of raw and cooked food vending businesses and preventing double taxation collection on members of the council, third reading. A bill for an act to establish National Assembly Budget and Research Office, which provides the National Assembly with objective, timely, and non-partisan analysis needed for economic and budget decisions and for related matters, third reading.
Bill for an act to amend the Federal Medical Centers Act and establish Federal Medical Center Okigwe and for related matters. Read the third time and pass. Bill for an act to amend the Federal Colleges of Education Act, CAP F8, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to establish Federal College of Education, Mutumbiu, Taraba State, and for related matters. Read the third time and pass. Bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, CAP 812, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, and established Federal College of Horticulture, Okigwe, and for related matters standing in the name of the House Leader has been read and passed. The bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria bill for an act to establish Food Vendors Registration Council of Nigeria charged with the responsibility of advancing the registration, training and safe practice of raw and cooked food vending businesses and preventing double taxation collection on the members of the council. Read the third time and pass. Bill for an act to establish National Assembly Budget and Research Office, which provides the National Assembly with objective, timely, and non-partisan analysis needed for economic and budget decision. Read the third time and pass. Honorable colleagues, the sixth order of the day is commencement of debate. The general principles of Bill for an Act to amend the Tertiary Education Trust Fund Act 2011. For an Act to amend the Tertiary Education Trust 2011 to review the tenure of office of the Executive Secretary and expressly provide that the monotechnics shall benefit from the fund and for related matters. This is standing in the name of Honorable Saidu Musa Abdullahi. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 28 July 2023. And I invite Honorable Abdullahi to move that the bill be read the second time. Honorable Abdullahi, if you're in the house. Chairman, Rules and Business.
Right, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Abdullah is not on the floor at the moment. I therefore move that the bill be stepped down, the second reading of the bill be stepped down by leave of the House. Thank you, Honorable.
Thank you very much. Bill step down on the leave of the House. The seventh order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principle of a bill for an act to amend the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act Cap C-15, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and for related matters, standing in the name of Honorable Rotimi Akitunde. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Wednesday, 26 July 2023. I now invite Honorable Akintunde to move that the bill be read the second time. Honorable Akintunde, are you in the House?
Yes, Mr. Speaker, sir. My cherished predecessor. My name is Aki Tunde Rotimi, Junior, and I represent the good people of Ekiti North 1 Federal Constituency, comprising Ikole and Oye local governments. Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the bill, as you have aptly captured, be read a second time. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this? Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Mukhtar Zakari Chawai. I represent Kauru Federal Constituency of Kaduna State. I rise to second the motion that this bill be read a second time. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Akintunde, go ahead.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, we realize that Nigeria at this point in time, the citizens of Nigeria need to once again believe and have trust in public officials. Mr. Speaker, I would also want to draw attention to the fact that the cost of corruption in the country is quite significant, and it is a cancer that needs to be nipped in the bud. The Code of Conduct Bureau is the establishment, the entity of the government that seeks to regulate the conduct of public officials. And the Principal Act is what I'm seeking to amend, Mr. Speaker, on 3 major points. Number 1, Mr. Speaker, is that Section 1, Sub 2, states that the Bureau shall consist of a chairman and 9 other members. And I am seeking, Mr. Speaker, that it should be amended to include 1 member of the Nigeria Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers. The value of this, Mr. Speaker, as we know, issues of assets declaration requires evaluation of properties. And since we have a professional body that is set up for this purpose, I think it's important that we have a member of that association on the board, a registered member on the board. Number 2, Mr. Speaker, is that in the Principal Act, we also have there in Section 1, Sub 2B, it states that at the time of appointment, members of the board shall be minimum of 50 years old. Mr. Speaker, I think that this is very unfortunate at this point in time that we are encouraging younger people to be involved in public office. And I think that we have enough evidence to show that young people have done well in the course of holding public office in very many instances. So I'm seeking to amend this provision to not less than 40 years. Mr. Speaker, lastly, is that all through the Principal Act, it states very clearly that there is a code of conduct, assets and liabilities declaration form. However, in the first schedule, you'll see that there's a prescribed form that is attached. It only has provisions for declaration of assets. Mr. Speaker, I've filled this form over the course of 15 years in public service about 4 times, and I've noted this defect that needs to be cured. We need to have a section for declaration of liabilities. Mr. Speaker, this is the only way that you can know the true financial position of any public official if you have both assets declared and liabilities declared. So I'm seeking to amend that provision for it to include a provision for declaration of liabilities. Now, Mr. Speaker, I believe this is very much in line with the legislative agenda of the 10th Assembly, anti-corruption legislative agenda, and the need to be more proactive and also very forthcoming with information about public officials. I so move, Mr. Speaker, that these provisions should be debated and adopted. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Revered and respected colleagues, I am Honorable Chief Mitema Obodo, representing Ogbea Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, I rise with utmost respect and commitment to second the motion just moved by our able colleague, as he has enumerated the lead debate. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was a very sound presentation, I must say. Spokesperson of the House, very sound, address issues that are germane. Age should not be used against the youth, the demographic that we are all fighting to bring on board, especially when we have passed the bill, not too young to run. They should also not be too young to occupy such position. 40 years might even be too long. We should even be amended to come down to about 35 or 30. From 30 years or even below, Nigerians are contributing to national growth. So we should not exclude the youth using such high number of ages for to deny the nation the contribution that they bring on board through their innovative mind and the transformation that they bring on board. So it's a very lovely, and also liability. When you talk about assets, you must talk about assets alongside liability, so that you will know the state of affairs of the individual that is coming on board. So it's I want to ask the question. Those in support of this say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. It's a bill. Yes, yeah. During public hearing, those will come on board. This bill is referred to. Yeah, clerk, you are invited to read the long title of the bill first.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal Act C-15 Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 and for related matters. Second reading.
Thank you, clerk. Bill is referred to Committee on Anti-Corruption. The eighth order of the day is commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to establish agro-processing export-free trade zone, Yewa North, in Mako Afong, Ogun State, and for related matters standing in the name of Honorable Ado Adeboyega Nasri Isiaka. Honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 25th July 2023. I now invite Honorable Isiaka to move that the bill be read the second time, if it's in the House.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. My name is Boyega Nasir Isiaka. I represent the good people of Yewa North, Imekwa, for Federal Constituency of Ogun State. I rise this afternoon to move a motion that this bill for an act to establish an export free trade zone in Yewa North, Imekwa, for Federal Constituency be read for the second time, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Any seconder to this motion? Yes.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Dr. Gali Mustafa Tijani, representing the good people of Alabasuga, Ajingi Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable, you may now lead your debate, but make it as succinctly put as the spokesperson did with his bill so that we can progress.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much again, Mr. Speaker. My name is Boyega Isiaka. This bill is aimed at establishing an agro-processing export-free trade zone in Yewa North, Imekwa, from Federal Constituency of Ogun State. A free trade zone, like we all know, is a geographically designated area deemed to be outside the host nation in relation to national laws and regulations. In presenting this bill, I think the first thing to say is that this bill speaks 100% the mind of this House as contained in page 54 to 55 of our legislative agenda. And if Mr. Speaker permits me, I just read that. That page 54, that the House will take legislative measures to support key sectors as follows. And that is setting up special economic zones with attractive incentives to draw international investors. This basically is the provision of our legislative agenda as contained in page 54 of our agenda. And like I said, this is exactly what this bill seeks to do. But in addition to that, are some peculiarities of this bill that I will just quickly mention. One is that it aims to utilize part of our underutilized arable lands in Nigeria. Nigeria, we are said to have about 35 million hectares of arable lands, out of which about 56% are not utilized. This bill seeks to utilize that because this is an agro-processing.
Okay, round up.
Secondly is that it is a processing, it is aimed at processing facilities. But more importantly is that the African Continental Free Trade Area is one thing that most African countries are jostling for now to be part of. So any of this kind of facility set up in border communities of Nigeria will aim to make sure that Nigeria participates fully, more fully, in the African Continental Free Trade Area. So I propose that this bill be given a passage at this stage. It's a bill of about seven parts, and it's aimed to establish this so that these advantages and many more that time will not permit us to do.
Okay, round up. We have a lot of...
So thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Any seconder to this bill? This motion that's been moved? Yes. Behind the rules and business. Please use the one that is working. We don't have time.
If you like so. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Dixon Taki, OON. I represent Makodi Guma Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Benue State. I rise this morning to second the bill as having moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
The question is that the bill be read the second time. Those in support of this bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk, please read the long title of the bill.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish agro-processing export-free trade zone, Yewa North, Imeko Afon, Ogun State, and for related matters, second reading.
This bill is referred to Committee on Commerce. Honorable colleagues, the ninth order of the day is commencement of debate. The general principles of a bill for an act to provide for enactment of Child Online Access Protection Bill 2023 and other issues of online violence against Nigerian child and for related matters. Standing in the name of Honorable Olumide Oshoba, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Tuesday, 25th July 2023. I now invite Honorable Oshoba to move that the bill be now read a second time. Honorable Oshoba, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My distinguished colleagues, Olumide Oshoba representing Abeokuta North, Obafemi-Ode, and Odeda Federal Constituency. I rise with the leave of the House that a bill for an act to provide for the enactment of Child Online Access Protection Bill 2023 and other issues of online violence against the Nigerian child be read a second time. I so move. Thank you.
Any seconder to this? Yes. Alex.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Abdul Ahmad Wallace is my name. I represent the entire people of the South IP Federal Constituency. I am from Zamfara State. I rise to second that this bill should be taken for the second time. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Honorable Oshoba, lead your debate. Make it as quickly as possible as well, like the others.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Olumide Oshoba representing Abeokuta North, Obafemi-Ode, and Odeda Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues, I stand before you today, not just as a legislator, but as a parent deeply concerned about the safety of our children and in the digital age. In the face of technological advancements, our children encounter unprecedented risk. Mr. Speaker, raising a child in this era of the internet has become a very enduring task. The threat of violence has escalated, affecting our children physically, sexually, and psychologically. Honorable members, the internet has become a breeding ground for threats to our children, and the absence of mandates to sensitize and enlighten parents, government, and the public on the alarming increase in child abuse due to online activities calls for a robust legislative intervention. We cannot afford to underestimate the impact of the internet on our children. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, The bill necessitates a collaborative effort from stakeholders, including legislators, clergymen, legal aid councils, birth and death registry, to make sure that the internet and service providers make the internet safe for our children. This bill proposes a framework to prevent and address harm caused by serious online abuse or illegal and restricted online content. It emphasizes the importance of reporting incidents properly and highlights the steps for addressing various types of online abuse. Additionally, it outlines fines, imprisonment, and other penalties to discourage online aggression and violence against the Nigerian child. In essence, this bill mandates internet service providers to block access to materials depicting violent conduct, regulate illegal restricted content irrespective of the host, and remove intimate images and videos shared online that negatively impact the Nigerian child. In conclusion, the debate calls for collective action. As representatives of the people and parents and guardians of the future, we bear a collective responsibility to protect our children. The Online Access Protection Bill is a pivotal step towards ensuring a safer digital future for Nigerian youths. I urge you, my esteemed colleagues, to support and pass this bill to complement existing legislation, providing a comprehensive shield against online violence targeting our children. Thank you, my esteemed colleagues.
Thank you, Honorable Oshoba. That was good and straight to the point. Any seconder to this? Yes, former Speaker Gombe.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I am Right Honorable Ino Garba, member representing Yamatu Deba Federal Constituency from Gombe State. Looking at the importance of this bill, I rise to second the motion ably moved by my brother, friend, and colleague. I so second.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act provide for enactment of Child Online Access Protection Bill 2023 and other issues of online violence against Nigerian child and related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee on Justice. Honorable colleagues, I will make a little adjustment on the business of the day on our order paper because we are sending one of us, Honorable Dixon, to an important assignment. So his number is 19. We're bringing him up as the next to be heard. So I invite Honorable Dixon to move a motion on need to investigate the National Air Carrier Project. Honorable Dixon, please. Please, you focus on the subject matter and prayers. Subject matter and prayers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I appreciate the opportunity. Today I rise this morning to move a motion on the need to investigate the National Air Carrier Project. I so move.
No, you have to move the whole motion. The subject matter, then into the prayers, and then we can second and vote on it.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, should note that in 2016, the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, proposed an aviation roadmap with national carrier as a signature project, aiming to deliver to Nigerians by the end of former President Buhari's administration. Also notes that the former Minister of Aviation approached Ethiopian Airlines a few days before the handover to provide an aircraft that could be made available to Nigerians as an aircraft belonging to Nigerian Air. And the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, had issued an air transport license to the Nigerian Air that was the same as proposed by Nigerian national carrier. Aware that the last administration spent billions of naira ostensibly to acquire the said new Nigeria carrier, but the status of the project remained unclear regardless of the billions of taxpayers' funds utilized on the project. Worried that if the negative trend is not investigated, it may lead to issues with accountability and continue to recur in the expenditure of the federal budget. The House resolved to urge the National Bureau of Statistics and Ministry of Budgets, National Planning and Finance to furnish the House with the data and financial resources on the National Carrier Project. Mandate the Committee of Aviation to invite the Minister of Aviation to brief the committee on the National Carrier Project. Invite the former Minister of Aviation, Hadi Sirika, to brief the committee on the status of the project and at the point of handover, and provide insights on the wide ranging of controversies and allegations surrounding the project. Invite the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority to brief the committee about the Nigerian Air Carrier Project and its certification as applied to National Air Carrier. And invite the 8 local airlines and their associations to afford the House a full overview of the project. Carry out a forensic audit of the process of Air Nigeria and report back within 4 weeks to the House. Thank you.
It's a very straightforward motion. I will just ask the question. You have any contribution to make? Amendment? Yeah, any seconder to the, yes, go ahead.
The Honorable Speaker, I remain Kelechi Nwogu. I'm from Rivers State, the treasure base of the nation. Right, Honorable Speaker, I represent the people of Echie Omuma Federal Constituency. I stand to second the motion moved by my colleague. I so second.
Amendment? Yes, please, let's have it. Make it brief.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Engineer Dominic Okafo. I represent the good people of Agwata Federal Constituency. I'm from Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, I felt that this bill is a very important, this motion is a very important one, and it should not be restricted to the Committee on Aviation alone. I suggest that all the aviation-related committee should be included in this forensic audit. Thank you.
Any seconder to that amendment? Yes. Not you, your neighbor.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name still remains Honorable Belas Shinkafi. I represent the entire people of Shinkafi Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, I'm from Zamfara State. I rise to second the amendment ably made by my honorable colleague, and I so second my. Thank you.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of the motion as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Aviation. In view of that amendment that was just approved by the House, all related committees within the aviation sector, they are also part of this. The next order of the day is a motion on the need for the resuscitation and resumption of operation of NTA Channel 35, Eket, Akwa Ibom State, standing in the name of Honorable Okbolum Ete. Honorable Ete is invited to move the motion. Subject matter and prayers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Ete Okbolum. I represent the good people of Eket, Una, Isreke, and Ivono. Mr. Speaker, I rise this afternoon to move a motion on the need for the resuscitation and resumption of operations of NTA Channel 35 Eket, Akwa Ibom State. Respectfully, I move to prayers. 1. The House resolves to urge the Nigerian Television Authority to ensure that NTA Channel 35 station in Eke commence full digital operations by the 2024 fiscal year. 2. Mandate the Committee on Information, National Orientation and Values to ensure compliance and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move.
Yes, our sister. Not you. Behind.
Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues.
Let it be seconded first.
Amendments.
Are you seconding her?
Oh, it's okay. Let me second and I do the amendments. Can I do the?
Okay, allow your sister to second, then you can do amendments. Honorable, go ahead with the seconding.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Gwacha Morin Chinwe. I represent the good people of Oyaya Melon Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by my colleague. Thank you.
Good. Thank you very much. The amendment before the question. Can you off your mic, please?
Mr. Speaker, dear colleagues, I am Representative Marie Enenimiete Ebikake, representing Brass Membe Federal Constituency from Bayelsa State. Mr. Speaker, my amendment goes this way. I actually want to plead that NTA Brass should be included into, because they are facing the same problem just like the ECET. So that's my amendment. It's addition of NTA Brass, Bayelsa State, to be included.
Any seconder to that amendment? But we don't want it to be everybody calling us their NTA to be started. This is the only one we're taking on this, so that we don't water down the Honorable Dr. Adedayo, please second. Because the next thing you see now, everybody will say my NTA need to be acted. Come with your own motion.
Honorable Speaker, thank you so much for this privilege. My name is Dr. Adeshola Adedayo. I'm from Lagos State. I rise this afternoon to second the amendment ably moved by my colleague and sister. I so second. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. We're talking about the amendment. Those in support of the amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm Honorable Saad Taura, representing the good people of Ringim and Torapero constituency. I'm from Jigawa State, sir. Sir, the amendment on prayer number 2 mandate the Committee on Information and National Orientation and Values, and then to add the Committee of Appropriation. Thank you. I so move. I so amend, sir.
Your amendment, right? Any seconder? Yes, my brother.
Mr. Speaker, see remain Honorable Dr. Hamed Adamusaba. Mr. Speaker, I represent good people of the Dumoro Party, the Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Kwara State. I rise this afternoon to support the motion moved by my colleague. I so second the motion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of the motion as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on Information, National Orientation and Values. The 12th order of the day is a motion on need to curb the sale of Naira notes by the point of sale operators in Nigeria, standing in the name of Honorable Dan Abba Shehu. Honorable Shehu is invited to move the motion.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my respected parliamentarians of this esteemed House.
Appropriation is included in the committees, the former referral that I did.
Mr. Speaker, sir, my respected parliamentarian of this esteemed House, my name is Honorable Mohammed Dan Abba Shehu, member representing the good and hard-working people of Zaki Federal Constituency. I am from Bauchi State, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, with the humility and respect, I stand before you and my honorable colleagues to move a motion in respect of need to curb the sale of Naira note by the point of sale POS operation in Nigeria. The House note that the point of sale of POS machine was invented and produced to alleviate the financial transaction hookups emanating from the commercial bank in Nigeria. Also note that financial transaction machines have significantly transformed the financial sector in the country by assisting the public in resolving banking challenges in commercial banks. Aware that point-of-sale machines have been adopted in advanced countries like US, UK, and South Africa to facilitate financial transformation without manipulation. The innovative trend was adopted in Nigeria a few years ago to curb financial hookups and address daily challenges faced by the customers to access funds. Also aware that Section 1 and 2 of the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007 empowers the Central Bank of Nigeria to regulate commercial banks and advise the government on financial issues to achieve good governance. Worry that the POS operators are now selling Naira note at an exorbitant price of 1,000 for 300 to 400 Naira, while 10,000 Naira goes for 4,000 Naira, those causing concern among the citizens who are currently experiencing economic hardship. Cognizant of the need for the government to utilize its relevant authority under the Central Bank of Nigeria Act 2007 to supervise commercial banks and advise the financial matters, including regulating point-of-sale operators. This will validate public confidence and address the hardship faced by the citizens in Nigeria financially transaction. Resolve, urge the Central Bank of Nigeria to immediately commence proper monitoring and supervision of commercial bank activities daily to ascertain the extent of counter payment to the customer.
Okay, go to your prayers.
Yes, and prayer. Secondly, also urge the point-of-sale operators to immediately remove excessive charges to the customer across the country. Mandate the Committee on Banking Regulation and the Digital and the Electronic Banking to invite the Minister of Finance and the National Planning and the Budget and the Governor of the Central Bank of Nigeria to explain why commercial banks are not paying customers over the counter and the ATM machine. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I move.
Any seconder to this? Yes, Honorable.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I remain Right Honorable Kabir Alasarurum. I represent Honorable Kura Kibe Pereira constituency. Mr. Speaker, I am from Kano. I rise to second the motion. Ably moved by my brother. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
The straightforward motion. I will only take one amendment. Yes, let's hear you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name remains Donald Kemekamba Ojogo. I represent the people of Ilajese, the federal constituency. I'm from Ondo State, Mr. Speaker. With the leave of the Speaker and permission of the Honorable House, I want to amend thus that we reduce the prayers to one. And I propose the amendment as follows. To mandate the committees on banking regulations, institutions, as well as digital and electronic banking to commence full investigation into this menace and report back within 4 weeks. I make this because this prayer seeks what the prayer seeks to do. It can even cure what these two other prayers also seek. And that is the crux of the matter. So how they go about it is what is even being listed in the prayer. So I want to limit it to that level so that the committees, relevant committees that will be mandated, will have the leeway to go about their business on how they go about their investigation. Mr. Speaker, thank you.
Any seconder to this amendment? Any seconder? Yes, in front of the mover.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Abdulgani Adile Ayuba is my name. I speak for and on behalf of the Alimosho Federal Constituency. I'm from Lagos State. I rise this afternoon to propose the amendment ably moved by my colleague Asuso. Second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against it say nay. Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Those in support of the motion as amended say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Banking Regulation and Digital as well as electronic banking. The 13th order of the day is a motion on the need to adequate provision for water sanitation and hygiene facility in public places in Abuja and other public spaces in Nigeria, starting in the name of Honorable Henry Okoje. Honorable Henry is invited to move the motion. Please, subject matter and prayer because it's an infrastructure motion. Just the subject matter and prayers, please.
Good afternoon, the Right Honorable Speaker. My dear colleagues, my name is Honorable Prince Henry Odianose Okoje. I represent the good people of Eastern Northeast and Southeast Federal Constituency, and I'm from Edo State. I rise this afternoon to remove a motion of the need for adequate provision for water, sanitary, and hygiene, wash, facility in public places in Abuja and other public spaces in Nigeria. Mr. Speaker, I will just go to the prayers because of time. The House resolved urge the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and Sanitation in collaboration with the states, local government councils, and other key players across the Federation to operationalize an achievable detailed roadmap towards achieving an open defecation-free Nigeria using specific approaches, such as providing water, hygiene, and sanitation in all public places, and also mandate the Committee on Water Resources to ensure compliance and report back to the House for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Any seconder to this motion? The man with the black cap.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Honorable Felix Uchenweke. I'm from River State. I represent Elemetai and Oyibo Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my friend. Thank you.
Thank you. I put the question because it's a straightforward infrastructure motion. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The motion is referred to Committee on Water Resources. The 14th order of the day is a motion on perennial flood and erosion in Nteje, Omonya, and Obunike, Inoyi, Ayamelum Federal Constituency of Anambra State. Standing in the name of Honorable Kwacham Maureen Chinwe. Honorable Maureen is invited to move the motion. It's a disaster-related motion. Subject matter and prayers, please.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, my name is Honorable Kwacham Maureen Chinwe. I represent the good and hardworking people of Oyi, Ayamelum Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, the motion is on urgent intervention on the jeopardy of perennial flood and erosion in Nteje, Umunya, Obunike, Inoyi, Ayamelum Federal Constituency of Anambra State. Mr. Speaker, permit me to go straight to the prayers for want of time. Okay. One is to urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to to provide relief materials to the victims of flood and erosion disasters, and set up an emergency station in Oyi Ayamelun Federal Constituency of Anambra State in the event of an emergency. 2 is to also urge the Ecological Fund Office and Ministry of Environment to tackle the menace of flooding in the affected areas. 3, further urge the Federal Ministry of Works to commence repairs and construction of affected roads in the area, and to also mandate the Committee on Emergency and Disaster Preparedness to ensure compliance. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, I so move.
Thank you. Any seconder is a straightforward one. Honorable Onunuga.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My highly respected colleagues, my name is Otumba Yeyoba Adewumi Oriyomi Ononuga. I represent the fabulously united people of Ikene, Shagamu, Remo North. I am from Ogun State, and I rise to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Maureen Gwacho. I so second.
Thank you, Otumba. It's a straightforward motion. It's a disaster motion. So I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Emergency Disaster Preparedness. The 15th order of the day is a motion on a call on Nigerian universities and tertiary institutions to adopt a semester-based school fee payment system. Standing in the name of Honorable Sadwada Taura, Honorable Taura is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This Taura is looking hard. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, sir, my distinguished and honorable colleagues, I am Honorable Saad Wada Taura, representing the good and the responsible people of Ringim and Taura Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, sir, I am from Jigawa State. I rise this afternoon to move a motion on the call on Nigerian university and tertiary institutions to adopt a semester-based school fee payment system. Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, note the demand for cost-effective and efficient education financing model in the tertiary institutions. Also note that the current annual school fee payment system in Nigeria present financial challenges for the students and the families, given the recent subsidy removal, single window forex policy, among others, the recent increments in the tertiary institutions across the Federation. My dear distinguished respected colleagues, Mr. Speaker, sir, be aware of the anticipated benefit of the adopting a semester-based school fee payment system for tertiary institutions. International universities, including the University of California, University of Sydney, recently implemented the semester-based fee payment system to minimize the financial convenience and reduce the strain on the students and the parents.
Yeah. Let's have the prayers.
The prayers are, urge the tertiary institution to adopt the semester-based school fee payment system. That's number one. Number two, also urge the Federal Ministry of Education to work closely with institutions and the stakeholders in the education sector to provide necessary support for adopting the school fee payment system. Prayer number three, mandate the Committee on University Education, Polytechnics, Higher Technical Education, and the Federal College of Education to investigate viability and adopting the semester-based school fee payment system while considering the specific need and circumstances for each institution and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Your Excellency, Mr. Speaker, my dear respected colleagues, the call and the support to Nigerian common man can never be overemphasized. At this junction, I so submit. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you again. Straightforward. Please, Umoga, please, Honorable, can you second?
Thank you, Your Excellency, the Speaker of the 10th National Assembly, and of course my awesome honorable colleagues. I salute you. My name is Honorable High Chief Kenny Small Chukwugozie Nwachukwu. I am from Imo State, and I represent the great people of Olo, Osun, and Oru East Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my colleague. I so second. Thank you.
What is the amendment?
Good afternoon, Mr. Speaker, fellow colleagues. Thank you for yielding the floor to me to make this amendment. Considering that the third prayer is saying to investigate the viability of adopting a semester-based school fees, so I don't think it's not in sync with the title. So I therefore amend that the title of the motion should rather read, call on Nigerian universities and tertiary institutions to evaluate the viability of adopting a semester-based school fees payment system. Thank you.
Any seconder to this? No seconder. I put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to Committee on University Education, Polytechnics and Higher Technical Education, and Federal Colleges and Education. The 16th order of the day is a motion on need to investigate the utilization of financial interventions in the Nigerian solid mineral sector, amounting to trillions of naira, standing in the name of Honorable Awaji Abiante, who is not present at the moment, but will be represented by Honorable Gaza. Honorable Abiante, you are here? Oh, good, good. Honorable Abiante is invited to move the motion. Honorable Abiante, please.
Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker. My very distinguished colleagues, I am Awaji Nombeg Dagomie Abiante. I represent Andoni Opobo in Kora Federal Constituency, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move a motion on the need to investigate the utilization of financial interventions in the Nigerian solid mineral sector, amounting to trillions of naira. The House notes that the National Resources Development Fund was established in 2002 to diversify resources and reduce petroleum reliance using revenue sources such as excess crude oil allocation, exchange gain, non-oil revenue, contractual obligations, and refunds. The House also notes that between the year 2002 and the present, trillions of naira have been deposited into the fund, but the actual allocation for the solid mineral sector remains unclear. Concerned that the financial records from 2007 to 2011
revealed a misappropriation of 365 billion naira in fund allocations. Furthermore, the audit report indicates that the funds proceeds were utilized as a borrowing purse by the federal government from 2012 to 2016. The House is cognizant that in the last quarter of 2016, $30 million intervention fund was approved from the fund and released for the facilitation of exploration operations and the formalization of artisanal miners. Aware that in 2019, the presidency directed the Federal Ministry of Finance to allocate funds to the Solid Minerals Development Fund to manage the Presidential Artisanal Gold Mining Development Initiative to formalize and institutionalize the artisanal gold mining industry. Also aware that in 2017, the World Bank assisted Mining Sector for Economic Development Project, MINDEVA, under the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development, gave the country's solid mineral sector a facility of $150 million to enhance the mining sector's contribution to the Nigerian economy. Observes that in July 2020, the Federal Ministry of Finance disclosed to the public a credit balance of 131.59 billion naira in the fund. But between 2007 and 2020, records of its contributions to the solid mineral sector remain unclear. Disturbed that in 2019, an audit report revealed that the Nigerian government allegedly diverted a substantial amount of 903.63 billion naira allocated to the fund in 10 years from 2007 to 2011 and 2012 to 2016. Recognizes that the 8th House of Representatives mandated an ad hoc committee to investigate the alleged diversion of 350 billion naira in natural resources funds to areas outside of its core mandate and to ascertain the status of utilization. Worried that the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, NEITI, stated in its 2019 audit report that the federal government continues to exploit the growth of the fund through misappropriation, despite regular inquiries by the National Assembly. This underscores the need to ascertain the present credit balance of the fund. The proportion of interventions from the fund to the solid mineral sector of the economy, and its utilization status. I therefore call on the House to resolve as follows. Mandate the Committee on Solid Minerals Development to investigate the Natural Resources Development Fund and the utilization of all financial interventions from 2013 to 2023 and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative actions. I so submit.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My name is Engineer Rodney Ebikebina Mbaewe, representing the good people of Southern Niger Federal Constituency. I'm from Bayelsa State. I rise this afternoon to second the motion ably moved by Right Honorable Ambiente. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Solid Mineral Development. The 17th order of the day, which is 16 on your book, is a motion on the ravaging effect of gully erosion in Yenegoa, Oborogo, Fembe, Ikolo, and other communities within and around the Ikoli River of Bayelsa State. This is standing on the name of Honorable Obuku Abonsi Zibe Ofoji. Honorable Ofoji is invited to move the motion.
Right Honorable Mr. Speaker, my respected colleagues, Oboku Abonsi Zibe Ofoji is my name. I
I am from Bayelsa. Representing Unigwa Kolokumo Pokuma Federal Constituency, I am from Bayelsa State. This motion is on the ravaging effect of gully erosion in Unigwa, Obogoro, Fangbe, Ikolo, and other communities within and around the Koli River of Bayelsa State. The House notes that Section 14(2)(b) of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, provides that security, safety, and welfare of the people of Nigeria shall be the primary purpose of government. The House also notes that the ravaging effect of coastal erosion in Unigwa, Oboro, Fangbe, Ikolo, and other communities within and the bordering the Kolo River, resulting in devastating consequences for the indigents and residents of the area. The House observed that the landslide from the coastal erosion originating from the Koli River have submerged buildings, churches, farmland, worship sites, schools, football fields, and
this is a disaster motion. Just go to your prayers. To your prayers, please. The disaster motion prayers.
As Mr. Speaker pleases. The House resolved to urge the federal government to promptly tackle this menace and save the community from the risk of extinction by implementing reclamation and shore protection measures for the community within and bordering the Koli River. Also urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, to ensure the resettlement of displaced residents in affected area and provide relief material. And they mandate the Committee on Environment to conduct a tour of the affected community to assess the damage and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move.
Thank you very much. Any seconder to this motion? Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, distinguished colleagues, I'm Honorable Architect Mohammed Mukhtar Zannan Kazauri, member representing Kazauri, Roni Gwiwa Enkwashi Federal Constituency. I rise to second the motion ably moved by my colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
It's a straightforward motion, so I'll just put the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on the Ecological Fund. The 19th order of the day, which is 18 on your paper, is a motion on need to review the curriculum of Nigerian universities to meet the current needs of Nigerians and contribute to national development, standing in the name of Honorable Kabiru Amadu. Honorable Amadu is invited to move the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Oh, sorry, please. My attention has been drawn that we skip one motion. And the former motion was referred to environment, not ecology, please. Environment. Yeah, the 18th order of the day is a motion on the need to control ravaging erosion and flooding in Olo, Oso, and Uru East Federal Constituency, Imo State, standing in the name of Honorable Kanis Mo Chukwugozie Nwachuku. Honorable Nwachuku is invited to move the motion. Honorable Nwachuku, please. And it's a disaster motion, so subject matter as well as the prayers.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Your Excellency. I salute you, sir. And my awesome, reliable, honorable colleagues, I salute you. My name is Honorable High Chief Kenny Small Chukwugozie Nwachukwu. I am from Imo State, and I represent the great people of Olo, Osu, and Oru East Federal Constituency. I stand to move a motion on the need to control ravaging erosion and flood in Olo, Osu, and Oru East Federal Constituency in Imo State. Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, note that the Uhuala village in Obibi-Ochase community and the Buruburu road to Afo Obibi, OPE, Uhuala Obibi, Umuchuku Abaka College Obibi, Ezizi Iro, Ezike Obibi, Umuchuku Ihito Owere, Asa, and Acharaba Oberuru, all in Olu local government area in Imo State, have been ravaged by gully erosion and the flood, leading to the loss of lives, destruction of properties, and untold hardship to the communities. Mr. Speaker and my honorable colleagues, because of want of time, I plead to be permitted to go straight to the prayers. So the House resolved for urge the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and other relevant agencies to ensure the release of funds from the ecological funds to tackle erosion and establish a resettlement program to rehabilitate affected residents and relocate them from high-risk areas. 2, also urge the National Emergency Management Agency to provide relief materials to residents displaced by the flood. And finally, mandate the Committee on Ecological Funds to ensure the release of funds to the affected communities that have been widely ravaged and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Mr. Speaker and my colleagues, let me equally seize this great opportunity to say a very big thank you to each and every one of us here. And secondly, to say a happy New Year and Christmas in advance.
Is this still part of your motion?
I so move.
Please. Any seconder to that motion? Yes, Honorable.
Mr. Speaker, honorable colleagues, my name is Abdullahi Balarabe Dabai, representing Bakure Danja Federal Constituency. I'm from Katsina State. I rise this afternoon to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Kanis Nwachuku. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Please disaster-related motion, so we'll just go straight to ask the question. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on Ecological Funds. 19th order of the day is a motion on the need to review the curriculum of Nigerian universities to meet the current needs of Nigerians and contribute to national development, standing in the name of Honorable Kabiru Amadu. Honorable Amadu is invited to move the motion. Please, the subject matter and the prayers, please.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues, Kabiru Amadu My Palace is my name. I represent the entire people of Bosos Ife Federal Constituency. Mr. Speaker, I'm from Zamfara State. Mr. Speaker, this afternoon I rise to move this motion on the need to review the curriculum of Nigerian universities to meet the current needs of Nigerians and contribute to national development. Mr. Speaker, the current curriculum used in Nigeria Nigerian tertiary institutions were designed 20, 30 years ago and is grossly inadequate to meet the present-day needs of employers of labor. Therefore, I resolve to urge the National Universities Commission, NUC, to collaborate with tertiary institutions to develop a curriculum that aligns with graduates, workplace performance, and national development. And number two, to mandate the Committee on University Education to investigate the use of curriculum in Nigerian universities and report back within 4 weeks for further legislative action. I so move, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Kabiru. That's the spirit, just straight to the point. I like that, succinctly put. The communicator behind.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Dear colleagues, I'm Kalejaya Deboye Paul. I represent the good people of Ajeromi Felodun Federal Constituency, the mini Nigeria. I'm from Lagos State, the state of aquatic splendor. I rise to second the very all-important motion that will reform our educational system by my dear colleague. I so second. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Before I ask the question, let me also add NEMA to the former reference I made, which included Ecological Fund. The motion is referred to Ecological Fund and NEMA, please, in the last motion. I put the question on this one. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committee on University Education. The 21st order of the day, which is 20th order on your paper, is a motion on the need for implementation of the Federal University of Education, Pakshin, and Kutangura Establishment Act, standing in the name of Honorable Yusuf Adamu Gadi. Honorable Gadi is invited to move the motion. Is he in the House? Okay, the motion is stepped down by the leave of the House. The 22nd order of the day, which is 21st on your paper, is a motion on the need to curb the rising spate of cultism, trafficking, consumption of illicit drugs and other substances among youths in Nigeria. Standing in the name of Honorable Kelechi Nwogu. Honorable Nwogu is invited to move the motion if he's in the House.
The right, Honorable Speaker. My name is Honorable Kelechi Nwogu. I represent the people of Ichie, Omoma Federal Constituency. I'm a proud son of Ichie. Right, Honorable Speaker, I have a motion, urgent need to limit the rising outbreak of cultism, trafficking, consumption of illegal drugs and other substances among youths in Nigeria. Right, Honorable Speaker, I adopt all context in this motion. With your permission, Mr. Speaker, I will go straight to the prayers.
Permission granted.
Mr. Speaker, prayer one. Commend the effort of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency so far in the fight against illegal drug consumption and trafficking. Two, urge the federal government to set up joint task force and deploy them to the 774 local government areas, area councils in the Federal Capital Territory of Abuja in order to eliminate the cultist activities, illegal drug consumption, and trafficking. Urge the Minister of Information and National Orientation, the Director of the National Orientation Agency, and the Executive Director, National Film and Video Censors Board to rise to the mandate and undertake detailed enlightenment programs in our schools, local communities, faith groups, and other institutions, as well stop home movies promoting social vices. Mandate the Committee on Information, National Orientation, Drugs and Narcotics, and Legislative Compliance Ethics to ensure compliance of the resolution and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Yes,
I
please.
so move.
Speaker, I rise to second the motion heavily moved by my honorable colleague. I so seconded.
Thank you very much. This is a straightforward motion. Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. This motion is referred to the Committees on Information, National Orientation and Ethics, Values, Drugs and Narcotics, and Legislative Compliance. Honorable colleagues, the 23rd order of the day, which is 22nd on your paper, is consideration of 9 bills standing in name of the House Leader. The Leader will move for their consideration. Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I would like to humbly suggest we take the supplementary for
Okay, we have a supplementary business of the day. The next business of the day is presentation of 2 bills, and I invite the clerk to read his short title.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Appropriations Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading. Supplementary Appropriations Act Amendment Bill 2023, first reading.
Thank you, Clerk. The next order of the day is the commencement of debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024, and for related matters. Standing in the name of the House Leader, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 21st December 2023. Now I invite the Chairman, Rules and Business to move that the House do suspend the relevant provisions of the standing orders to enable the House commence and conclude debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024, and for related matters. Chairman, Rules and Business, are you here?
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I move that the House do suspend Order 12, Rule 31, to enable the House commence and conclude debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from December 31st, 2023 to 31st March 2024, and for related matters. I so move.
Thank you very much. Any seconder? Minority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do set aside our rules to enable us to take the first and second reading and indeed third reading of these important bills today. I so second.
Thank you, Minority Leader. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. And I invite the Leader to move that the bill be now read the second time. Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the bill on the 2023 Appropriation Act and the 2020 Supplementary Appropriation Amendment Bill 2023 be read the second time. I so move.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion as ably moved by the House Leader. I so second.
Thank you. Leader, please lead your debate.
Mr. Speaker, Professor Julius C. Hanvere, Owan Federal Constituency, the Speaker from Edo State, the heartbeat of the nation. Mr. Speaker, my highly esteemed colleagues, permit me to lead very briefly the debate on these very important bills that seek to amend the 2023 Appropriation Act and the 2023 Supplementary Appropriation Act to extend the implementation year of the Appropriation Act 2023 from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024. Mr. Speaker, both bills were read for the first time in this House, the 21st today. But as you are aware, prior appropriation acts in the recent past have passed mid-year, and as such implementation was usually extended to the following year. However, these extensions were usually covered in the appropriation by a clause along the following line, and allow me to quote: in line with the provisions of Section 318 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this act runs for a period of 12 months, starting from the date it comes into effect, unquote. On the contrary, the 2023 Appropriation Act Clause 12 states that, quote, in line with the provisions of Section 318 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, this act runs for a period of 12 months, starting from the first day of January to the 31st day of December 2023. The 2023 Appropriation Supplementary Budget recently passed by the National Assembly, as well as the recent 2023 capital releases to MDAs, are unlikely to be utilized before the 31st of December 2023 due to late releases of the fund, which will lapse if the capital implementation is not extended beyond 31st December 2023. It is for this reason that in view of the critical importance of some key sectors and key projects that are nearing completion, it is expedient to grant extension of the expiration clause to avoid compounding the problem of abandoned projects, given that some of these projects were not provided for in the 2024 budget. Hence, the need to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 on both acts. I therefore urge my very dear colleagues to join me in appreciating the
Leader, I hope you didn't join the two pieces of legislation together. No, we will do it one after the other. These are very important pieces of legislation. When you are done with the first one, you wait for the second supplementary. So I'll consider that you have done with the first one. So, Minority Leader, please, second. I will call you again to do the supplementary.
All right.
Yes, thank you. Please, can you second, Minority Leader?
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to support that we read for the second time the bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023. The arguments canvassed by the House Leader are germane, and it is in the interest of the country that we amend this Appropriation Act. I so support him.
Thank you. The question is those in support that the bill be read the second time, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The clerk is invited to read the long title of the bill. Clerk, please.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to amend the Appropriations Act 2003 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters, second reading.
Thank you very much. The bill is referred to the Committee on Supply. The next order of the day is the commencement of the debate on the general principle of the bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters. Standing in the name of the House Leader, House members, honorable members will recall that the bill was read the first time on Thursday, 21st December 2023. I will invite the Chairman, Rules and Business, to suspend the rules, please.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I now move that the House do suspend Order 12 Rule 3 Sub 1 to enable the House commence and conclude debate on the general principles of a bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and related matters.
Thank you, Ali Madaki.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, Aliyu Sanuma Daki is my name, and I represent the Ala Federal Constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion as ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Our leader, you are invited to move that the bill be read a second time.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move the bill for an act to amend the Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters HB 1075. Be read.
Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that HB 1076 be read a second time. I so second.
Thank you, Minority Leader. The question is that the bill be now read a second time. Those in favor of this say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members. A bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters. Second reading.
The bill is referred to the Committee on Supply. Honorable colleagues, the next order of the day is a consideration of 9 bills, which will now include extra 2 that we just pushed through now, which is making it 11 bills. I'll be standing in the name of the House Leader. The House Leader will move for their consideration. House Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that a bill for an act to amend the Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023.
For the want of time, Leader, you can just do HB1, HB2, HB3, and then if you go to the last one, you just mention supplementary and the other one.
Mr. Speaker, I recognize that that's the job of Minority Leader. Allow me to read this out properly for the record.
Okay, as the leadership pleases.
Thank you, sir. A bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to March 2024 and for related matters HB 1076. A bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Turkey, Oyo State, to make comprehensive provisions for its due management and administration for related matters HB 628. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act, Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, ABI, Cross River State, and for related matters HB 330. A bill for an act to establish Nigerian Institute of Agriculturists, charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of agricultural activities and determining the standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become registered members of the Institute and for related matters HB 653. A bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Nursing, Midwifery, Health Sciences, Isiala Mbano, Imo State, and for related matters, HB 173. A bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals in Nigeria, charged with the responsibility for advancing the training and practice of cooperative professionals and for related matters, HB 603. A bill for an act to establish College of Nursing and Midwifery Act. What is that? This one. That's how you spell it. This is out. O2 Jeremy, there's a type of it. Delta State, and for related matters, HB 221. A bill for an act to repeal the National Film and Video Censors Board Act, CAP N40, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Film and Video Censorship Classification and Exhibition Regulatory Commission Act for the classification of films, video works, musical videos, and video games, and for the regulation of their sales, rentals, distribution, exhibition, and for related matters, HB 475. A bill for an act to establish Southeast Development Commission, charged with the responsibility, among other things, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region as a result of the effect of the civil war, as well as tackle the ecological problems and any other related environmental or developmental challenges in the Southeast states and for related matters, HB 626. And finally, Mr. Speaker, a bill for an act to repeal the Weights and Measures Act, CAF W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Weights and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment Act 2003 for the development and enforcement of various scopes of legal methodology activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety, and the environment, and for related matters, HB 614. Be all considered.
It's remaining two.
I so moved.
It's remaining two.
I started with the first two.
The budget
Yes, I started
and the
with
supplementary. Oh,
Yes.
good. Good.
Thank you.
Seconder.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do consider the reports of the following bills: HB 1075, HB 1076, HB 628, HB 330, HB 653, HB 173, HB 603, HB 221, HB 475, HB 626, and HB 614. I so second.
Thank you very much. Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. House Leader, move that the House do resolve into the Committee of the Whole to consider these bills.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do resolve the Committee of the Whole to consider the said report. So moved.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do resolve into Committee of the Whole. I so second.
Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Thank you. Because of the Appropriation Acts and the supplementary appropriation that we are handling, I would also like the leader to move that the House do resolve into Committee of the Supply. So we are doing both Committee of Whole, and when we are done, we'll do Committee of Supply at the same time before I climb up. So move that we also enter into the Committee of Supply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In view of the two appropriations as we are considering, I rise to move that the House do resolve the Committee of Supply.
Minority Leader, please.
I rise respectfully to second the motion that the House do resolve into Committee of Supply. I so second.
Those in support of this motion that the House will resolve into the Committee of Supply to consider this appropriation act that we are about to amend, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby resolve into the Committee of the Whole as well as the Committee of Supply. Honorable colleagues, the first bill to be considered is for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Saki, Oyo State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of this bill. Leader, please.
Chairman, this bill seeks to establish Federal University of Agriculture. But beyond that, arts entrepreneurship in Shaki, Oyo State. Now, it's very clear that the importance of the University of Agriculture and the functions are well laid out in the bill. But I think the exciting part about this is they're not just training people to earn degrees, certificates in agriculture, and begin to look for office work. There's entrepreneurship, how to apply the knowledge to the practice in order to increase food production, promote input into industries, create jobs for our teeming population, and contribute to the growth and development of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. I urge my colleagues to support this bill. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The question is that 25 clauses stand part of these acts once this bill becomes an act. So we're just going to ask the question. Clause 1, 2 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 25, Shadow, Explanatory memorandum, long title. The second bill to be considered is for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, to provide for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, ABI, Cross River State, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, make it as brief as possible. We have a lot of bills to consider.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This is very direct and straightforward. It's essentially to amend the original act and insert the Federal College of Agriculture at the Cross River State in line with the usual tradition.
Thank you. The question is that 3 clauses be made part of this act. Clause 1, Clause 2, Clause 3, long title. The third bill to be considered is for an act to establish Nigerian Institute of Agriculturists, charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of agriculture activities and determine the standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become registered members of the Institute and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill.
Mr. Speaker, Chairman, this is essentially to contribute to regulating, focusing
Honorable
the
Olami
practice of
Jumolo,
agriculture
Alao Akala.
by professionals.
Order,
that,
please.
we know those that are contributing to improving that sector and those that are not, but essentially promote farming systems, production types, technological innovations, food security, agricultural services, extension services, and make that whole area attractive to others who otherwise think that the practice of agriculture is for the illiterate and the unlearned. I think this is a very good bill, Mr. Chairman. I urge my colleagues to carry it so that we can move forward. Thank you.
Thank you. The question is that these, for the 3 clauses, be made part of the bill. Clause 1, Clause 2, 2 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 41, 42, 43, shadows, explanatory memorandum, long title. The fourth bill to be considered is for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Nursing, Midwifery, and Health Sciences, Isiala, Mbano, Imo State, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, this is a very straightforward one. We can't have enough colleges of midwifery, nursing, health sciences in Nigeria. Essentially provide research, training, award of professional certificates, and of course enable them to register properly to practice nursing both in Nigeria and in other parts of the world. This is a good one too, and I urge us to support it. Thank you.
Thank you, Leader. The question is that 37 clauses of this bill be made part of the act. Clause 1, 2 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, explanatory memorandum, long title. Honorable colleagues, the fifth bill to be considered for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals in Nigeria, charged with the responsibility for advancing the training and practice of cooperative professionals and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, respected colleagues, the establishment of a Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals is long overdue. So this bill seeks to cure that lacuna by creating an institute and providing for the development of knowledge and skills, to set up a register for members so we know those who are the members and those that are not, organize seminars, workshops, and training sessions, and provide a mode of discipline and regulation for those who are members of this. I think it will help us to bring discipline to that sector. I urge my colleagues to support it.
Thank you, Leader. The question is that when the 8 clauses be made part of this act, once it becomes law, clause 1, clause 2, clause 3, clause 4, clause 5, clause 6 to 10, 11 to 20, 11 to 20, 21, 22, 22 to 30, 31, 32, 33, 34,
The attached, where they call it?
Sorry, they gave me a wrong last page there. It's only 25, 26, 27, 28. The schedule, explanatory memorandum, long title. The 7th bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the National Film and Video Censors Board, Act Cap N40. Okay, that's an addition to the list. The sixth bill to be considered is an act to establish College of Nursing and Midwifery Otu Jeremy, Delta State, and related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill.
Mr. Chair, that people of Otu Jeremy and Delta State and related states, including the Bendel Zone Preserve School of Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery, is not in doubt. This particular one is designed to promote teaching, to provide examinations for those seeking to earn qualifications, operate rules and conditions under which the dissemination of lectures will be regulated, promote research, maintain documentation in the area of health services, and assist students and persons wishing to become midwives or nurses from across the country. A very good bill. Let's support it. I so move.
Thank you very much. The question is that 37 clauses be made part of this bill. Clause 1, Clause 1, Clause 2, 3 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 37, explanatory memorandum, long title, the seventh bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the National Film and Video Censors Board, Art Cap N40 Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the National Film and Video Censorship Classification and Exhibition Regulatory Commission Act for the classification of film videos, works, musical videos, and video games, and for the regulation of their sales, rental, distribution, exhibition, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, this is a bill that will make significant contributions to this sector. It's long overdue, and people work hard but they don't get the rewards. There are some actors that just died recently, they couldn't even do because of piracy and whatever. This bill seeks to strengthen that commission so that it will be able to classify films, video works, musicals, recordings, performances, maintain a very detailed library so it will be easy for historical memory, ensure the conditions under which public performances take place and rentals, check piracy and the stealing of the intellectual works of our hard-working actors, actresses, and deal with issues of distributorship, retailership, and exhibitions. I think it's comprehensive and good and addresses a major flaw in the existing bill. I recommend that we give it full support in the interest of creative sector. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much. The question is that 76 clauses be made part of the bill. Clause 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 50, 50 to 60, 60 to 70. Yes, please.
Thank you very much. Chairman, my name is Clement Jimbo, member representing Abak Etmekbika Federal Constituency. I'm from Akwa Ibom State. Mr. Chairman, if you look at clause 64, page 17, it talks about pornographic films and videos. And it reads, any person who produces, makes, sells, hires, rents, exhibits, publishes, or supplies pornographic films, video works, musical videos, and video games in Nigeria commits an offense and is liable on conviction to a term of imprisonment not exceeding 2 years. Mr. Chairman, I believe if you look at the danger of what this very clause has done to Nigeria, the term should be increased to a minimum of 5 years, and the monetary fine should equally be increased from 1 million to at least 10 million to serve as deterrent. Thank you.
hear his opinion? Any seconder to that amendment? Madam Ononuga.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My highly respected colleagues, Honorable Ononuga, Ikene Shagamure Monoth, I stand to second the amendment ably moved by my honorable colleague. I so second.
Those in support of this amendment say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So 64 as amended, carried. 65, 66, 66, 67, 67 to 74, 75, 76, explanatory memorandum, long title, oh yeah, we missed shadows, right? Shadows. The eighth bill to be considered is for an act to establish Southeast Development Commission charged with the responsibility, among other things, to receive and manage funds from allocation and the Federation account for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region as a result of the effect of the civil war, as well as tackle the ecological problems and any other related environmental and developmental challenges in the Southeast states and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, my dear colleagues, anyone that has traveled to the Southeast will know that this bill is so late in coming. Essentially, it performs the functions of providing holistic, sustainable, verifiable growth and development in the Southeast, addressing a variety of issues from health to infrastructure to water control to supporting education and promoting the general well-being of the people and those who traverse the area. Mr. Chairman, the Commission will be benefiting by learning from the mistakes of other commissions and provide a holistic service to the people of the Southeast. I think we should support it, we should promote it, encourage it. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Leader. The question is that 31 clauses be made part of this bill. Clause 1, 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 31, shadows, explanatory memorandum, long title, the ninth bill to be considered is for an act to repeal the Weight and Measure Act Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Weight and Measure Regulatory Agency Establishment Act 2003 for the development and enforcement of varying scopes of legal metrology activity for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety and environment, and for related matters. I invite the leader to give the synopsis of the bill. Leader, please.
Mr. Chairman, as you know, the issues being addressed by this bill have continued to debate the issue of metrology, both legal and administrative. Mr. Chairman, the purpose of this agency essentially, among others, is to ensure the equitable use of measures in commercial transactions. Once there is
it's a good bill. Naturally, it's a good bill. Yeah, the question is that 73 clauses be made part of this bill. Clause 1 to 10, 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40, 41 to 60, 61 to 70, 71, 72, 73, explanatory memorandum, long title, the 10th bill to be considered is a bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation of the capital aspect of the Appropriation Act 2023 from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024, HB 1075. Leader, you are invited to give the synopsis of the bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. As I explained earlier, the goal is to ensure that recent releases to NDAs will not be able to complete their assignments by the end of this year, and those projects that have been funded are not in the 2024 appropriation. So it is important to give them a little more time to complete the implementation to ensure accountability and service delivery. So it is essentially to move 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024.
Thank you. It's a straightforward bill. The question is that 3 clauses be made part of this bill. Clause 1, Clause 2, Clause 3, explanatory memorandum, long title. The 11th bill to be considered is a bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend its implementation to 31st March 2024 and for related matters, HB 1076. Leader is invited to give the synopsis of this bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I think the explanations I provided just a minute ago suffices in this case.
Thank you. Thank you very much. The question is that 2 clauses be made part of this bill. Clause 1, Clause 2, explanatory memorandum, long title. Leader move that we revert to plenary to consider report from the Committee of the Whole and Committee of Supply. Leader, please.
Thank you, Chairman. I rise to move that the House to result to plenary so the Chairman can give report formally of the conclusions of the Committee of the Whole. I so move.
Leader.
I rise to second the motion that the House do revert back to plenary. I so second.
Those in support that the House revert to plenary say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The House hereby revert to plenary. Honorable colleagues, the House and Committee of the Whole considered a report on a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Saki, Oyo State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 25, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Act Cap A12, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004 to provide for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, ABI, Cross River State, for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 3, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered a report on a bill for an act to establish Nigerian Institute of Agriculturists charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of agricultural activities and determining the standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become registered members of the Institute and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 4 to 3, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered a report on a bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Nurse and Midwifery and Health Sciences, Isi Alambano, Imo State, and for related matters. Approve clauses 1 to 37, explanatory memorandum, and long title of the bill. Respected colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered the report on a bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals in Nigeria, charged with the responsibility for advancing the training and practice of cooperative professionals for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 28, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the House in Committee of the Whole considered the report on the bill for an act to establish College of Nursing and Midwifery, Jeremy, Delta State, and for related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 37, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Honorable colleagues, the Chairman's report from the Committee of the Whole is that the House in Committee of the Whole considered the report on the bill for an act to repeal the National Film and Video Censors Board Act Cap N40, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact National Film and Video Censorship, Classification and Exhibition Regulatory Commission Act, the classification of films, video works, musical videos, and video games, for the regulation of their sales, rental, distribution, exhibition, and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 63, clauses 64 as amended, clauses 65 to 76, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Chairman's reports from the Committee of the Whole, where the House and Committee of the Whole considered a report on a bill for an act to establish Southeast Development Commission charged with the responsibility, among other things, receive and manage funds from the allocation of the Federation account for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region as a result of the effect of the Civil War, as well as tackle ecological problems and any other related environmental or developmental challenges in the Southeast state, and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 31, schedules, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. The House and Committee of the Whole considered a report on the bill for an act to repeal the Weight and Measures Act, Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and enact the Nigerian Weight and Measures Regulatory Agency Establishment Act 2003 for the development and enforcement of varying scope of legal metrology activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety, and environment, and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 73, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of Supply considered the report on the bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024, and for related matters, and approve clauses 1 to 3, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Most distinguished colleagues, the House and Committee of Supply considered the report on a bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters, and approved clauses 1 to 3, explanatory memorandum, and the long title of the bill. Leader, please move that the House do adopt the report from the Committee of the Whole, the Committee of Supply.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to move that the House do adopt the reports from the Committee of the Whole and from the Committee of Supply as ably rendered by Mr. Speaker. I so move.
Second, please.
I second the motion that the House do adopt the reports from the Committee of the Whole and Committee of Supply. I so second.
The report of the Committee of the Whole, Committee of the Supply is hereby adopted as a working instrument of the House of Representatives. Leader, Chairman rules. Move that we suspend our rules to enable Leader move a motion for us to read for the third time all the bills that we just considered at the moment.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I move that the House do suspend Order 12 Rule 3 sub 1 to enable the House conclude do the third reading and pass all the bills that have just been done at the Committee of the Whole today, also by the Committee of Supply. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable Madake, please.
Mr. Speaker, my honorable colleagues, Aliyu Sanuma Daki is my name, and I represent the Alafero constituency of Kano State. I stand to second the motion as ably moved by the chairman business of group. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. So the leader, you are invited to move a motion that bills from 1 to, I think it's about 11 or 12, that they go for third reading.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that House Bills 628, 330, 653, 173, 603, 221, 475, 626, 614, 1075, and 1076 be read for the third time.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion as being moved by the House Leader. I so second.
Those in support of the motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Clerk.
Right Honorable Speaker, honorable members, a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Shaki, Oyo State, to make comprehensive provision for its due management and administration and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigeria Act 812, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, provide for establishment of Federal College of Agriculture, Abi, Cross River State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Nigerian Institute of Agriculturists, charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of agricultural activities, and determining the standard of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become registered members of the institute and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to provide for establishment of Federal College of Nursing and Midwifery and Health Sciences, Isiala, Mbano, Imo State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals in Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the training and practice of cooperative professionals and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish College of Nursing and Midwifery out of Midwifery Jeremy, Delta State, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the National Film and Video Censors Board Act, Cap N40, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the National Film and Video Censorship Classification and Exhibition Regulatory Commission and for Act for the classification of films, video works, musical videos, and video games, and for the regulation of their sales, rentals, distribution, exhibition, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to establish Southeast Development Commission charged with the responsibility, among other things, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, houses, and other infrastructural damages suffered by the region as a result of the effect of the civil war, as well as tackle the ecological problems and any other related environmental or developmental challenges in the Southeast states and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to repeal the Weights and Measures Act, W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004, and enact the Nigerian Weights and Measures Regulatory Agency, Establishment Act, 2003, for the development and enforcement of varying scopes of legal metrology activities for the promotion of fair trade, protection of public health, safety, and the environment, and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters. Third reading. A bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriations Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2020 to 31st March 2024 and for related matters. Third reading.
Honorable colleagues, a bill for an act to establish Federal University of Agriculture and Entrepreneurship, Saki, Oyo State, HB 628, read and pass. Honorable colleagues, a bill for an act to amend the Agricultural Research Council of Nigerian Art Cap A12 Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004, HB 330, read and pass. A bill for an act to establish Nigerian Institute of Agriculture is charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training, and practice of agriculture, HB 653, read and pass. A bill for an act to provide for the establishment of Federal College of Nursing, Midwifery, Health Science, Isi Alambano, HB 173, read third time and pass. Bill for an act to establish Chartered Institute of Cooperative Professionals in Nigeria, charged with the responsibility of advancing the training and practice of cooperative professionals, HB 603, read third time and pass. The bill for an act to establish College of Nursing and Midwifery, Jeremy, Delta State, read third time, HB 223-221, read the third time and pass. The bill for an act to repeal the National Film and Video Censors Board Act, Cap N40, Laws of Federation of Nigeria 2004, HB 475, read third time and pass. A bill for an act to establish Southeast Development Commission, charged with the responsibility, among other things, to receive and manage funds from allocation of the Federation account for the reconstruction and rehabilitation of roads, among other things, HB 626, read and pass. A bill for an act to repeal the Weight and Measures Act, Cap W3, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria 2004, and to enact the Nigerian Weight and Measures Regulatory Agency Act 2023, HB 614, read and pass. A bill for an act to amend the Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to March 31st, 2024, read and pass. A bill for an act to amend the Supplementary Appropriation Act 2023 to extend the implementation year from 31st December 2023 to 31st March 2024, read and pass. Before we ask for a motion for adjournment, Leader, can you move that we adopt the vote and proceedings of today so that we can do referral immediately to the Senate on most of these bills that has gone through?
Mr. Speaker, having exhausted a very long order paper, I rise to move that the House do adjourn. No, we have to adopt vote and proceedings. Sorry, I was in a hurry. That 27? Let's do it now. We adopt the vote and proceedings.
You move that we adopt the vote and proceedings of today's second, Minority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to second the motion that the House do adopt the votes and proceedings of today. I so second.
Those in support of this motion say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The votes and proceeding is hereby adopted by the House. Leader, please move that this House be adjourned to 30th.
Mr. Speaker, I rise to move that the House do adjourn to Saturday, 30th of December, 2023, same venue, same time, 11 a.m. I so move.
Minority Leader, please.
Mr. Speaker, my dear colleagues, I rise to second the motion that the House do adjourn to Saturday, the 30th day of December, 2023. I so second.
Thank you very much. Before I ask the question, I want to use this opportunity to thank all of you for staying up to this time. Even though we started at 11:30 or thereabouts, we've been able to finish a very long, according to the leader, a very long order paper. One of the longest we have held in the distance past, or the recent past, I mean. But I'm happy that you could stay to the end. I really appreciate you. This is also another way of wishing most Christians who are here a happy Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. And I'm sure when we come back on the 30th, we'll be able to wish you a happy New Year. Enjoy your Christmas. It's a moment of peace. Make sure you spread peace across the nation. And God will bless you and bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Those in support of this motion that we do adjourn to 30th of December, say aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. A Merry Christmas.